Yes, yes. If you're anything like me, you sometimes have trouble starting a new project, a new business, starting a new fitness routine, a new video for YouTube. Like you just have trouble starting. And a lot of that comes from insecurities that we have, insecurities that become obstacles between our old self and our new self. And if that's you, that's also me. And I want to give you a few steps on how I have overcome what has gotten in the way of me, again, going from the old me to the new me. You see, a lot of these thoughts that we have really come down to limiting beliefs. And these limiting beliefs that we have been planted inside of us by things that are external, right? Like someone has said something to us, an experience that we have gone through has made us think this, or maybe the way we were raised has made us think these things about ourselves. And what it has done is that it has clouded our vision. And so even though we think, oh man, I may want to do that, these thoughts come into our mind and they get in our way and they make us believe that we can't do those things. And so these limiting beliefs are really, really coming in between you, who you are now, and who you could become. Like that big figure or that big thing that you want to do, you can do it, but these limiting beliefs are getting in your way. And so I want to talk to you again about 5 steps that have helped me really overcome these limiting beliefs. And to get started, I think that the first thing that we want to do is that we want to start thinking about these limited beliefs that we have, that we are thinking about, right? And so think about that specific thing that you've been wanting to get started, right? And whatever that thing is that you wanted to get started, think about what have you thought, or what thoughts have come into your mind that have stopped you from getting started, right? And those thoughts, it might be one thought, it might be 5 or 6. I want you to really break them down into which are more bigger and mean more, and which mean less. And I want you to start with the biggest one, right? And so although I'm going to give you 5 steps, I want you to understand that these 5 steps, like you might not do this in one day. It may take you a few days, a few weeks, or a few months to really get through these 5 steps. But I'm going to break them down to you really quick so that you can really understand them, right? What I want you to do is I want you to get that biggest limiting belief that you have in your brain, and I want you to start evaluating it and thinking about it and thinking about how true it may be. I want you to question it. I want you to question this thought that you have in your mind and question where it came from, how true it is, and how true it is in your life, right? Because it might be a belief that may be true in somebody else's life, but it may not be true in yours. And so I really want you to start thinking about these things, because this is going to help you come to a realization that it really is a limiting belief. And so step 1 is to really recognize that it is a limiting belief. I need you to believe it. I need you to believe, you know what, this is a limiting belief. Before we can move on to 2, 3, 4, and 5, I need you to believe that this is the limiting belief. And so once you do, and once you know what, this is a limiting belief that's been in my mind, then now we're going to go into step 2. And step 2 is going to take some action, right? So now we're going to get into some action. And the first action is going to be, I need you to grab a notepad and a pen, and I need you to write down this limiting belief. And now, again, I don't want you guys to do, to write down 3 or 4 of them. No, let's take it easy. Let's take them one at a time. Okay, let's take it one at a time. And let's write down that first bigger limiting belief that's coming in between you, the old you, and that new you, right? And I want you to write it down. And right next to it, I want you to go ahead and draw 2 columns. And then we're still on step 2. Step 2, write down that negative, that limiting belief, and 2 columns. And on that first column, I want you to start to write down some of the negative effects that this limiting belief has had on your life. How has this limiting belief affected you negatively? Write those down. And again, you may be able to do this right away, or it may take you a few days to really start to think about how this limiting belief has really affected you negatively. But regardless of how much time it takes, take your time with it. Really step out of you and look from the outside in, and get that perspective so that you can really start to think, you know what? This limiting belief has affected me in these negative ways, right? And once you get that list down packed, and there's nothing else, I want you to go into step 3, which is going to be, I want you to, on the second column, I want you to write down some of how your life can look like if you didn't have this limiting belief. And so if this limiting belief didn't live in my brain, how would my life look? How good would things be? Not only for me, but for those around me. Like if I didn't have this limited belief, how good would things be in my life for me and for those who I love the most? Right? And so again, this one may take you another couple of days, but I really want you to start writing those things down, because it's very important for you to see what this limiting belief has done to you. There's no way that you're going to fully appreciate how important it is to get rid of it if you don't see how good it would be if you didn't have it. And so I want you to start writing those down. And once you write those down, then I want you to go into step 4. And step 4 is going to be replacing it, right? Because we don't want to just get rid of it. We want to replace it with another thought, right? Because if we don't do that, guys, we're going to go right back to it. Once things don't look great, once things don't look the way we think they should look, we're going to go right back to that limiting belief. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to start in step 1 again. We're already at step 4. And so step 4 is going to be replacing this limiting belief with a supporting belief. And this supporting belief is going to be a positive belief that you're going to put in your mind that has to do with what it is that's getting in the way from you getting started. And so if this limiting belief in your mind is that you're too old to get started on a new fitness routine, that you're too old to work out, then I want you to replace that with a supporting belief that says, you know what? Like life is too good for me not to working out, not to be working out. Like life is too short. Like I have to take care of myself. I have family that loves me. I need this just as much as it needs me. And so I want you to replace that limiting belief with a supporting belief, put it there, and spend, a couple of days waking up in the morning and making sure that that's the first thing you tell yourself. I'm good enough. I'm not, forget about the I'm too old. I'm good enough. I deserve this. I deserve to be fit. I deserve to have good health. I deserve to live a long life, because you do. And so not only do I want you to replace that limiting belief with a supporting belief, but I want you to make that your mantra and start telling yourself that every day. And for the 5th step, what I want you to do is that I want you to start taking steps towards making sure that this new supporting belief really sticks. And so again, if we're talking about fitness here and you're thinking, oh, I'm too old, then I want you to start working out 5-10 minutes a day. And that could be a walk around the block. That could be a walk around the block, just to start getting your heart rate up and really start getting those juices flowing, right? And start building that consistency with those habits that are going to become the foundation of the new you. Start taking those steps in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. You know what? I'm feeling good. I'm ready to go into a gym and jump on a treadmill and start walking there, right? And so that's the 5th step. The 5th step is to start to take real action and going out there and doing it. Guys, and do this with all of your limiting beliefs. If there's something that you're trying to do and there's limiting beliefs, I want you to break those limiting beliefs down and try these 5 steps with each one of them. Recognize that they are a limiting belief. Write down how they have affected you negatively. Write down how life would look like if they didn't exist. Replace it with a supporting belief, and then take action. Get to work. Let's go. If it's a video, stop letting these thoughts of I need a new camera or my phone isn't good enough. Stop letting that get in the way. Get rid of that limited belief and believe that you are good enough. That somebody out there does want to hear you. That somebody out there you can impact somebody's life by taking that step. Guys, try these 5 steps, and in the comments, let me know if they work for you or maybe how you can amend some of them. Because I tell you what, these 5 steps have worked for me. And they've even worked for me as I'm doing this 100 videos in 100 days, where I've been thinking about it forever, and I just got started. I'm here. I'm stuttering. It's a bit of a mess. But guess what? I know for a fact this video is going to help one person, and that's all I want. All I want is to help one person. And if that person is you, please hit that subscribe button and like it as well. Guys, thank you so much. And don't forget, be transcendent.